Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Curse of Oak Island. New theory states Nolan's cross is a marker for ancient relics in the garden shaft. A new convincing theory and discovery on the Curse of Oak Island shows the team is on track to recover treasure and ancient Christian relics at the bottom of the garden shaft. This week's episode of The Curse of Oak Island had nearly everything and only stopped short of the guys showering each other with untold riches. It was a particularly exciting episode that showed the guys making real progress in the garden shaft as they uncovered a potential depositor construction and a fascinating theory that states they are on the right track to find the treasure. Freemason and Oak Island researcher Christopher Morford was in the war room with his interesting theory. He believes that members or descendants of the medieval order of Templar Knights constructed Nolan's cross as a marker, pointing to where ancient Christian relics, such as the Holy Grail, are buried. Chris speculated that two of the large cone-shaped boulders from Nolan's cross are aligned with two drilled stones and are pointing to the money pit area. The first boulder of the cross, dubbed Cone C, lies on the beach where it could be spotted by an incoming ship. A rock with a strangely drilled hole lies between Cone C and Cone A at the top of the cross, and a second drilled rock lies in a direct line beyond Cone A. If you continue on that line, it intercepts the money pit area. Please see the map below. Oak Island team was buoyed by the theory that Nolan's cross points to the garden shaft. Rick Lagina reminded the group the third drilled stone was found in the money pit area in 1895, but was subsequently moved. Often, at this point, the guys would thank the expert for their input, and that's the last we ever hear of it. But not this time. Surveyor Steve Guttil immediately set out to walk the line and measure the distances. Steve learned that the second drilled stone was exactly halfway between Cone C on the beach and the garden shaft. It was a little off-center of the shaft itself, but landed right above the tunnel that runs to the baby blob. Rick and Marty Lagina began personally drilling at the bottom of the garden shaft. Speaking of the tunnel, Rick and Marty went down the shaft and tried their hands at drilling. Marty gleefully told the camera they were returning to their roots as their grandfather had first come to America to work in Michigan's mines. The Laginas had a great time down there, though they did find it exhausting. "It's no job for old men," said Marty with a big grin on his face. They weren't just playing, though, as toward the end of the episode, they uncovered wooden beams, which the guys concluded was the tunnel going toward the baby blob. The beams appeared to be rounded, which suggests an older construction, and the historical documents described rounded wood beams in the initial discovery of the money pit. Rick bashed one of the beams with a metal bar and concluded there was a hollow space below it, perhaps the tunnel. The guys are pretty sure they finally hit on an original treasure depositor construction. This, combined with Dr. Spooner's work on water samples that suggests there are precious metals buried between 80 and 120 feet in the baby blob, has left the team very excited. The Dumas mining guys will now deepen the garden shaft by another 3 feet, hopefully bringing this tunnel into full view. The Curse of Oak Island, a captivating enigma wrapped in layers of history, mystery, and relentless human endeavor, continues to baffle and intrigue treasure hunters and historians alike. Nestled off the coast of Nova Scotia, this small island has become the focal point of countless theories, expeditions, and a gripping television series that has chronicled the ongoing quest for its hidden secrets. Among the many puzzles that Oak Island presents, Nolan's cross stands as one of the most perplexing and symbolically rich. Recently, a new theory has emerged, suggesting that Nolan's cross may not merely be a mysterious formation but a deliberate marker pointing to ancient relics hidden in the garden shaft. Nolan's cross, a striking arrangement of 5 large boulders forming a perfect Christian cross, has long been a source of speculation. Discovered by surveyor Fred Nolan in the 1960s, this geometric anomaly seemed too precise to be a natural occurrence. For years, researchers have proposed various explanations, ranging from a navigational aid to a representation of the Holy Grail. However, the latest theory proposes that Nolan's cross serves as a sophisticated map, guiding treasure seekers to a treasure trove buried within the garden shaft. The garden shaft, an enigmatic tunnel system located on the island, has been a point of interest for decades. Its origin and purpose remain shrouded in mystery, with many believing it to be part of the island's intricate booby traps designed to thwart treasure hunters. This new theory posits that the garden shaft is not merely a defensive structure, but a burial chamber for ancient relics of immense historical and possibly religious significance. Proponents of this theory argue that the precise alignment and measurements of Nolan's cross are too exact to be coincidental. The cross's arms, extending at right angles, seem to correlate with cardinal points and significant landmarks on the island. By overlaying a detailed map of Oak Island with the dimensions of Nolan's cross, researchers have pinpointed an area within the garden shaft that corresponds with the cross's center. This convergence suggests a deliberate attempt by the original builders to use the cross as a reference point, directing future seekers to the hidden chamber below. Delving deeper into the theory, the proponents draw home historical and esoteric knowledge. The design of Nolan's cross is said to reflect ancient sacred geometry, a belief system that ascribes symbolic and spiritual meanings to certain shapes and proportions. The cross's proportions are believed to encode information about the location and nature of the hidden relics. Some speculate that the relics could include religious artifacts, such as the Ark of the Covenant, the menorah from the Second Temple, or even manuscripts of lost Gospels. These treasures, if found, would not only solve the mystery of Oak Island, but could also rewrite significant portions of history. Supporters of this theory also point to the Templar connection. The Knights Templar, a medieval Christian military order, are often linked to Oak Island's lore. It is believed that the Templars, fleeing persecution in Europe, transported their treasures to the New World. Nolan's cross, with its unmistakable Christian symbolism, could be a Templar marker, guiding those with the knowledge to uncover their hidden trove. The precision and craftsmanship of the cross suggests the involvement of a group with advanced knowledge of engineering and cartography, skills that the Templars were known to possess. Excavations within the garden shaft have yielded tantalizing clues. Unusual artifacts, fragments of ancient tools, and peculiar stone carvings have been unearthed, hinting at human activity far older than previously believed. These findings lend credence to the theory that the shaft is more than just a trap. Advanced scanning and dating techniques have revealed anomalies in the soil and rock layers, suggesting the presence of hidden chambers and possible voids that could contain these long-lost relics. Skeptics, however, urge caution. They argue that the human mind has a tendency to see patterns where none exist, a phenomenon known as pareidolia. The alignment of the boulders, they say, could be a natural formation, and the supposed relics in the garden shaft could be remnants of more recent human activity. They warn against reading too much into the historical and symbolic interpretations, emphasizing the need for rigorous scientific validation. Despite the skepticism, the allure of this new theory has revitalized interest in the Oak Island mystery. The possibility that Nolan's cross is a deliberate marker, guiding treasure hunters to the garden shaft, adds a new layer of depth to the island's enigma. As excavations continue, the Oak Island team, armed with this new perspective, hopes to finally uncover the truth.